will, your perfect supercar. I'm going to bet it's got a high revving atmospheric engine in the middle. I bet it's got a 6-speed manual gearbox and rear wheel drive. I bet it looks like nothing else, goes like stink, and is loved the world over. I bet that your dream supercar is quite a bit like PH25's very best supercar. It's the Porsche Carrera GT. Now, 20 years on from the launch of the Porsche Carrera GT Type 980, to give it its full name, this thing looks more desirable than it ever has. Like so many things from the early 2000s now, it's got that perfect mix, seemingly, of old school charm and appeal and new technology. It's a real peak for the genre. This has got more than 600 horsepower, so like a new MC20 or a McLaren Artura, but it comes from that 5.7 litre V10, which we're definitely going to come back to, I promise. It's got a carbon tub like any new supercar now must have, but it's also got one of these funny little sticks in the middle for helping you get along. And yeah, it's got traction control, it's got a driver assist, but there's definitely some fear factor as well, rest assured. We're going to come back to that at some point too. Now, any supercar of any description and with any configuration has to have an unmistakable, incredible engine, and the Carrera GT most certainly has that. This might be the greatest supercar powertrain that ever there was. When it was a concept in 2000, this used a 5.5 litre V10 straight from the cancelled LMP 2000 Le Mans car. That had its roots in Porsche's time as an F1 engine supplier. That's how serious it was. By the time it got to production in 2003, it had gone from 5.5 litres to 5.7, and the stats were just out of this world. 612 horsepower at 8,000 RPM. 435 pound-foot at 5,750. It'd do 60 in less than 4 seconds, 100 in less than 8 seconds, more than 200. Yeah, this has definitely still got supercar performance. It's got supercar sound, it's got supercar feel, supercar response. It is an engine like no other, and I absolutely adore it. This manual too is an inspired choice. Apparently it was at the behest of Walter Roll. The original concept actually had a paddle shift in it, and he said, no, it's got to be manual. And thank you, Walter. That was a brilliant idea, because while those old F1 automated manuals have dated terribly, they're crap really, this manual has just aged like fine wine. It's absolutely wonderful. It's hard, it's difficult, don't get me wrong. There is no flywheel in this car. So as soon as you dip the clutch, the revs just die. And so when you're going for a gear change, you've really got to concentrate, but it just adds so much to the experience because it's so rewarding. You get a gear change right, even just that, flicking third to fourth, keeping the revs where they should be, is just joyous. It's a glorious manual shift as well. It's maybe not the shortest out there, but it's so accurate. You've got the gorgeous wooden gear knob. It just absolutely defines this car, and is a wonderful powertrain experience. This car completely redefined expectations, both for the supercar and for Porsche. In 2003, Porsche was famous for making 911s, and it was infamous for having just launched the Cayenne. Didn't really take on Ferrari and Lamborghini at its own game, and then boom, V10 engine in this stunning shape. And you've created an icon for the ages, from nowhere. There's torque, there's power, there's noise, wow, 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 wow. This car has an optional exhaust on it, and it's sensational. I've never heard a sound like that in all my life. Is it scary? It kind of feels like the question you have to ask with a Carrera GT. I think the fact they're now worth more than £1 million when they were once as low as 250, and I'd have bought two when they were $250,000, obviously. I think the fact they're now worth 7 figures is what intimidates you, because actually, you know, it's not a ridiculous size. The clutch takes a bit of getting used to, but it's nowhere near as silly as you've heard. There's perfect Porsche control weights, because that's what Porsche always does, and so you do feel reasonably confident with it. Reasonably confident with it fairly quickly. You want to drive it, you want to learn more about it. You're not, you know, totally terrified by it. Yeah, you've got hydraulic steering, you've got lovely brake feel. You don't have to be going quickly to make it feel epic, but when you do, it is out of this world brilliant. I'm going to let you in on a little secret as well on this PH25 supercar vote. This won an absolute canter. It wasn't even close. You guys love it. I adore it. It's a very worthy winner. And it beat some fantastic cars as well. Second place was a Ferrari 458 Italia, probably the best series production V8 Berlinetta from Ferrari ever made. And in third place was the Lexus LFA, which I'm going to call the most wonderful car to ever come out of Japan. And this car was miles ahead of them. And it was miles ahead because of how it looks, because of how much it demands of its driver and how much it rewards, and this sensational, mesmerizing powertrain. Let's go, let's go, let's go. That's 8,000 RPM from that V10 is just epic. I can't even. They haven't made words yet for describing this car, which is awfully difficult for making a video about it. So that's it then. The 2003 Porsche Carrera GT Type 980 is PH's best supercar of the last 25 years, as voted for by you, and it is absolutely sublime.